The Battle of Badr, fought on 17th Ramadan, 2 AH, March 13, 624 C, is one of the most significant and well-known battles in Islamic history. It marked a turning point for the early Muslim community and demonstrated the strategic and spiritual strength of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and his followers against all odds. The Battle of Badr occurred against the backdrop of years of persecution faced by the early Muslim community in Mecca. After migrating, Hijrah, to Medina in 622 C to escape oppression, the Muslims sought to establish themselves as a political and spiritual community under the leadership of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. The relationship between the Muslims of Medina and the Quraysh tribe of Mecca, who were vehemently opposed to Islam, remained hostile. Economic retaliation. After migrating to Medina, the Muslims had left behind their properties and wealth in Mecca, which the Quraysh seized. The Muslims began intercepting Quraysh caravans traveling to and from Syria, weakening Mecca's trade routes as a form of economic retaliation. Quraysh's aggression. The Quraysh sought revenge against the Muslims for the raids on their caravans and wished to quash the growing influence of Islam. Strategic importance. Badr, a well near the coast of the Red Sea, was a key point along the trade route from Syria to Mecca. Control of Badr would disrupt the Quraysh's economic lifeline. The battle saw a stark difference in the size and preparedness of the two forces. The Muslim army, Prophet Muhammad PBUH, led a small contingent of around 313 Muslims, mostly poorly equipped. They had only a few horses, camels, and limited weaponry. The Quraysh army, the Meccans, led by Abu Jahl, brought a significantly larger and well-equipped force of approximately 1,000 men, along with 100 horses and 700 camels, fully confident of their superior strength. Prophet Muhammad PBUH, although outnumbered, employed a strategic and tactical approach to maximize the effectiveness of his smaller force. Some of the key strategies included: securing water access. The Muslims arrived first at Badr and secured the wells, denying the Quraysh access to water, a critical advantage in desert warfare. Positioning. The Muslims took up a defensive position on higher ground, which gave them a tactical advantage over the advancing Meccan army. Divine encouragement. Before the battle, Prophet Muhammad PBUH fervently prayed for victory, and the Quran narrates that angels were sent to assist the Muslim army. This greatly boosted the morale of the Muslim fighters, who believed in divine assistance. On the morning of the battle, 3 champions from the Quraysh, Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, his son Al-Walid, and his brother Shaybah, came forward to challenge the Muslims in a pre-battle duel. In response, the Muslims sent 3 of their best, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, and Ubaidah ibn al-Harith. The Muslims triumphed in the duel, which set the tone for the battle. As the armies clashed, the smaller Muslim force displayed remarkable discipline, using their strategic advantage and superior morale to counter the Quraysh's numerical superiority. According to Islamic tradition, divine intervention played a crucial role, with angels fighting alongside the Muslims, as mentioned in the Quran. Indeed, Allah assisted you at Badr when you were few in number, so be mindful of Allah in order that you may be grateful. Quran 3:123. Despite the Quraysh's overwhelming numbers and superior equipment, the Muslims managed to outmaneuver them. The Quraysh army suffered heavy losses, and many of their leaders, including Abu Jahl, were killed. The Quraysh soon retreated, leaving behind 70 dead and 70 captured. The Battle of Badr was a decisive victory for the Muslims, both militarily and psychologically. Casualties. Meccan losses: about 70 Quraysh soldiers were killed, and 70 were taken as prisoners. Muslim losses: the Muslims lost 14 men, 7 from the Muhajirin, emigrants from Mecca, and 7 from the Ansar, helpers from Medina. Prisoners of war: the captured Meccan soldiers were treated with mercy, which was unprecedented at the time. Prophet Muhammad (PBUH) offered freedom to those who could teach 10 Muslims to read and write, highlighting the value Islam placed on education and humane treatment of captives. Political and social impact. The victory at Badr solidified Prophet Muhammad's position as a capable leader, both spiritually and politically, in Medina. It boosted the morale of the Muslim community, proving that they could stand up to the Quraysh and their allies. Many tribes in the Arabian Peninsula, previously unsure of Muhammad's (PBUH) message, began to take Islam more seriously. The victory also attracted new converts to Islam. Religious significance. The battle was seen as a vindication of the Muslim faith. The victory reinforced the belief that they were on the path of righteousness and were supported by divine forces. The Battle of Badr is mentioned several times in the Quran as a sign of Allah's support for the believers. Economic consequences. Badr dealt a blow to the Quraysh's economy, as they lost not only men but also the protection of their trade routes. It weakened their control over the region and emboldened the Muslims to further challenge the Quraysh's dominance in the future. The Battle of Badr became a source of inspiration and pride for the Muslims, marking a significant shift in the balance of power between the Quraysh and the Muslims. It was followed by a period of increased tension between the two, leading to future conflicts, such as the Battle of Uhud and the Battle of the Trench. The memory of Badr continues to be honored by Muslims worldwide, not just as a military victory, but as a symbol of faith, perseverance, and divine justice. It established important precedents in Islamic warfare, particularly in terms of ethics, the treatment of prisoners, and the belief in divine support. The Battle of Badr is referenced in multiple places in the Quran, with verses highlighting the victory as a sign of Allah's support. And already had Allah given you victory at Badr while you were few in number. Then fear Allah, perhaps you will be grateful. Quran 3:123. Allah certainly helped you in Badr, when you were weak. So be mindful of Allah, so that you may be grateful. Quran 8:9. The Prophet Muhammad (PBUH) also referred to the Battle of Badr in numerous hadiths, emphasizing its importance as a defining moment in the early days of Islam. Those who fought at Badr were honored with the title, Badriyan, and were held in special esteem by the Prophet and the Muslim community. The Battle of Badr was more than just a military victory. It was a testament to the early Muslim community's resilience, faith, and strategic brilliance. It showed that victory could be achieved through faith, unity, and divine support, even when facing overwhelming odds. The legacy of Badr continues to inspire Muslims to this day as a reminder of the strength of conviction and the importance of standing up for justice and faith.